And we're back on Patriot League All Access. We're chatting with all of the head men's soccer coaches in the Patriot League, and up with us right now is the head coach at American University, entering his 12th season. And, of course, I'm talking about Coach Todd West. Coach, thanks very much for taking a few minutes today. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Let's take a quick look back at 2010 and actually the last couple of seasons. It's been a successful run, but the Patriot League Championship has remained elusive for your program the last few years. Co-regular season champion a few years back, and then making the Patriot League finals in the tournament each of the last two seasons. Has your approach this offseason changed at all in light of the results the last 3 years? And has your approach changed at all as to figuring out what your club needs to do in order to get over the hump to get that Patriot League title?
I don't think our approach has changed. Obviously, we want to win that championship, but the fact that we put ourselves in position 3 years in a row to win it shows we're doing something right. I think the key is having a balance of quality incoming freshmen or transfers and some experience. So last year I played, 6 freshmen played very large roles for me last year and only 2 seniors. So I think experience will be key moving forward, and our approach is going to remain pretty consistent.
You do have a lot of returning talent in addition to those freshmen that are moving up to sophomore status this year, but 2 players that come to mind right off the bat, Allison Kane and Matt Mikowski. We'll start with Kane first, leading the Patriot League last season in goals and points. Talk about what he brought to your club last season as a sophomore and what you expect of him as a junior this year.
Well, he brought some athleticism up top that we had lacked in the past. We were usually a fairly technical group, but he brought a little bit of athleticism and the ability to kind of bang with some big center backs and give as good as he got, so to speak. So he changed us a little bit in terms of athleticism, and we are certainly hoping for a big season out of him this year. And then going to Matt Mikowski, I think he's arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the league. Him and Miller at Colgate, I think, are probably the top 2. But he just trains so hard, and it runs through the team because the young guys see how hard he's working. So he's a leader both on and off the field.
He's been primarily the starting goalkeeper for all 3 of his seasons at American. Is a big body there, 6'4", 200 to play in net for your club. And also, too, his academic prowess is noted well, too, being Scholar Athlete of the Year. Talk a little bit, too, about what he brings to the program, not just from an athletic standpoint, but by the work ethic that he brings by being such a good student in the classroom as well.
Well, like I said, he leads by example, and I'm not. This isn't coaches speak when you say he's the first guy on the field and the last guy off. He wants to stay and do extra work in the classroom. He's averaging like a 4.0 about every semester, and so when he speaks, they're listening. When they watch what he's doing, they're certainly watching that. The younger guys, and the fact that he's doing it in the classroom as well on the field, I think speaks volumes about what kind of character he brings to our program.
You mentioned that you had several freshmen last season who were getting playing time. They were contributing. For the incoming class that you have joining the program this fall as freshmen, do you foresee that same kind of contribution from that group of freshmen, or do you feel that they're going to play more of a depth role for your program this season?
Well, obviously preseason kind of that stuff plays out, but right now, without the proverbial crystal ball, I'd say they'll probably be more depth players or role players just because the freshmen last year got so much experience and so much valuable time. There's always 1 or 2 that are going to play, but I think the 6 freshmen that played a lot last year are going to be key parts to the program moving forward this year.
As I mentioned when we started, you're entering your 12th year at American University, which means that you've been at the school during the school's entire tenure in the Patriot League. And what are some of the things that you've taken away from that experience coaching in the league for as many years as you have? And what's your gauge of the competition and the other programs in the Patriot League as you enter your now 12th season, as I said, at American?
I think the Patriot League has made tremendous strides as far as men's soccer goes. There's no easy out. Every game is usually a one-goal game. We call them Patriot League wars here. And the conference has gotten better every year. And, the conference and different programs are putting a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of effort into it. And the coaches in the Patriot League are fantastic. I've had, some coaches in other leagues say our league is a coaches' league, and I think they're right. We've got some great coaches in our league, so the games are always wars. And when only 4 teams make the conference tournament, those games take on a great deal of significance every time you step on the field.
Before we let you go, I want to ask you about your schedule. Anybody who knows you and knows your program, they realize and they understand that you do schedule some of the probably have the most difficult non-conference schedule in the Patriot League year in and year out. This year appears to be no exception. Opening against Ohio State and Penn State, 2 top 25 programs from last year. You have 5 NCAA tournament teams on your schedule this upcoming season. Talk a little bit about your philosophy and what you hope to achieve when you put together such a difficult non-league schedule.
Well, our philosophy has been and will continue to be the best. You got to compete against the best. We tell our recruits that we're not scheduling victories; we're scheduling big-time games, and that's what we pride ourselves on, playing those kind of games. Those games prepare you when you are successful, and when you do get a chance to win a Patriot League championship or get in the NCAA tournament, those games prepare you for it. And when we have gotten that far, we've always won. And I think it's because we've been tested in the regular season by the games we play. When you're playing at Virginia or at the Marylands or at the Dukes, and this year Cal State Fullerton and Central Florida, top 20 programs, you're certainly going to find out a lot about yourself when you get into your Patriot League games. So it's just part of the way we prepare ourselves.
Todd West is the head men's soccer coach at American University, joining us now on Patriot League All Access as we take a look at the 2011 season that's upcoming in a few weeks. Coach, thank you again for the time. Appreciate it, and we'll see you down the road.
Thanks, James. Thanks very much.